Whiskey Tango Charlie, we're at Southern Distillery right outside of Statesville, North Carolina, where we're going to talk a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes, Charles. And it's so important to talk with these two gentlemen, Ron and Matt.
Ron and Matt. So Matt, I was going out to my truck a while ago to put up something.
Right.
And he, hey, Charlie, I follow you guys. I was like, wow. I'm like, so no, thanks, guys.
He thought you were Santa Claus, dude.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Finally got that dream.
Yeah, stop. But hey, guys, look, this is a fun. We like to talk about. I mean, we could talk about the master distiller. We could talk about the owner, but this is where it really happens, right? So you are production.
Yes, sir. Part of production. I'm a distillery operations team lead.
Distillery operation. And this gentleman over here, this is Dad?
Yeah, I'm his father.
The father over here. He's one of the ambassadors here when you come to the tasting room distillery ambassador. So here's two guys, and we're going to talk to these guys and get the real scoop, Troy.
Right. So I don't know if I want to go to the ambassador side of it as much as I want to go to the distillery side of it, because without the distillery, there is no tasting that happens.
That's
True. Without good ambassadors out there, though, we have no want for the product. So
whoa, chicken and egg. Here we go.
It's truly a 50-50.
Right. So awesome. So we're going to start with you, Matt.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't understand what goes into a great bottle of juice.
A lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in a metaphorical and a physical sense. We run 24/7. So there is always someone in our facility, 363 days out of the year. We are always making, and we are always keeping that integrity up when we make our product. That's what's really important. I tell my guys and I tell folks that I interact with, integrity is key in this business. We have to make it the right way every time. And if we make a mistake, we have to own up to that, because we are all not without flaw. So it really comes with a lot of knowledge, and you must always be hungry for knowledge. I learn something new every day. From everyone I work with, everyone I interact with, I always learn something new, as do my guys, or my team, rather.
Wow. Hungry for knowledge. Man, I love that. Oh, that's like it's like trying to impart that into kids in the school system, right? Hungry for knowledge. I'm always hungry for knowledge, and I'm hungry for tasting the knowledge that's in the bottle.
Absolutely.
God,
No.
so good.
So it is so important, and we talk about it in motorsports, on the people behind the scenes that are actually making it happen. So in motorsports, people see a lot of things on television,
Right.
and they think that's what it is. And when you walk into a liquor store, they see the bottle, but they don't always understand what's behind the scenes. So you're not just an ambassador for the product. You're here understanding what it takes to make that bottle of juice.
That's part of our duty is when you come here and you learn your script or whatever information to pass on to other people. I, on the other hand, probably have a little bit of advantage. I got an inside line on most of the stuff, so to impart to other people. Intelligent.
So does it help the consumer to understand about the grains?
I think it
about
does.
The process.
I not only do tastings in here, but I go around the state to ABC stores and I do tastings. I've got one this afternoon in Troutman. And people, you're trying to introduce the product to them. You kind of, in your discussion, you learn. You could tell what they know and don't know. And as a vehicle to help sell the product, you impart that information onto them. And you get a lot of excitement out of it. Sometimes people know more about it than you do. Every now and then.
Hey, we see that a lot, right?
They know more than we do. Just ask them.
You just ask them, they'll tell you.
Right? Yeah. Cool. So tell me something about the culture of this place. I mean, I always get a family feel when I come here. Is that a facade or is that the real deal?
That's pretty much the real. We are a Southern Distilling family. We're still pretty small, but I guess about 60 employees, something of that nature. And when we both came here a couple of years ago, I think we had like 50, maybe.
Yeah, maybe even less than that. I think we were in the 35, 40 range.
So, yeah, you're real family. You're real close. That's the way you get things done. Yeah.
Yeah, family and heritage are the biggest two things here. So I moonlight as a tasting room ambassador as well. I'll come up here on my days off, much like today, and work with folks. I did 23 years in retail, left that for this industry. And family and heritage go hand in hand here. We are always trying to preserve not only the Statesville history and the history of bourbon and whiskey, but the family history that we have here as well.
PWN are very, very astute to that. They, his mission is to bring back the whiskey heritage in this state. Y'all might not be aware, but this was the whiskey capital of the world.
Very
back
aware.
A couple of centuries ago.
Yeah,
And we're
actually, I
trying
think
to-
Charles is
trying to
old
bring that
enough
back.
to, he was part of that, right? No.
I love it. I love it. No, that's one of the things that we do as we're traveling around doing events, and we bring this Paragon product to some of the tastings. But we do share that because I learned that. I'm a North Carolina guy, born and raised North Carolina, and I learned that on my very first trip here years ago. It's something I didn't really know, that what you said, Statesville was the whiskey capital of the world, or the country, whatever. And I had to go do research. I was like, oh, is this just marketing fluff? And I went and researched and found out, no, it's not marketing fluff.
Right.
It's
really
real.
was.
It was real. So we share that. Before Kentucky was Kentucky.
Was this territory?
It was Statesville, North Carolina. It was that the deal. Absolutely.
I have a belief that most of your distillers in Kentucky and Tennessee actually might have come from here in a family heritage that when the Prohibition shut it all down.
Well,
Pretty much
that's our
believe
that's
that.
our story,
That's our story.
right? So Charles and I are bourbon stewards, executive bourbon stewards, and we go around the state and educate people on becoming a bourbon steward. And you do have to take a test. And one of the most missed questions and one of the most misunderstood things about bourbon is people believe to be bourbon, it has to be from the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, they do. I hear that all the time.
Right. And we correct them. And we tell them the story of the rectifiers, the 250 rectifiers, and that they ran to the Commonwealth of Kentucky to hide after Prohibition. And so our story is, yeah, those North Carolina boys that are over there in Kentucky, yeah, they were hiding. That's our story.
Yeah.
And we're sticking with it.
You're right.
And we're sticking with it.
Southern Distillery, it's more than just a distillery. It is a culture. It's a way of life. And we want to thank this family for sharing some of their stories with us today.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.